To assess your qualifications through the Institution of Engineers Australia, you need to follow a specific process if you are an overseas trained engineer seeking to work or migrate to Australia. Engineers Australia is the designated body responsible for assessing the qualifications of engineers from overseas to determine if they meet the standards required for skilled migration, as well as for professional recognition in Australia. Here's a step-by-step guide on how to assess your documents through Engineers Australia. First, understand the purpose of the Engineers Australia assessment. The Engineers Australia assessment process is essential for skilled migration. If you are applying for a skilled migration visa and need to prove your engineering qualifications, this assessment ensures that your qualifications align with Australian engineering standards. Additionally, Engineers Australia provides professional recognition, which helps to demonstrate that you meet the required competencies to work as an engineer in Australia. Next, determine your eligibility for the Engineers Australia assessment. Before applying for the assessment, check if you meet the following criteria. Your overseas engineering qualifications must be equivalent to an Australian bachelor's degree in engineering. Engineers Australia assesses the level, depth, and scope of your qualifications. The assessment is conducted based on the specific engineering discipline you specialize in, such as civil, mechanical, electrical, or software engineering. You will need to provide details of your engineering work experience to demonstrate that you have the practical knowledge and skills to apply engineering theory in a professional context. If English is not your first language, you may need to provide evidence of your English proficiency through a recognized test. Now, gather the required documents. Ensure you have the following documents before you start the application: copies of your engineering degrees or equivalent qualifications, official transcripts showing the courses and subjects you completed during your engineering program, a detailed CV that lists your professional engineering experience, reference letters from employers or supervisors confirming your work experience, proof of your English language proficiency if applicable, a copy of your passport or other government-issued identification, and certified English translations if your documents are in a language other than English. To apply for the Engineers Australia assessment, visit the Engineers Australia website. Create an account on the Engineers Australia online portal to start your application for the assessment. Fill out the online application form with your personal details, qualifications, and work experience. Upload all the necessary documents, such as degree certificates, academic transcripts, CV, references, and English language proficiency results. Engineers Australia charges a fee for the qualification assessment, which you will need to pay online as part of the application process. Once you have submitted your application, Engineers Australia will assess your qualifications and professional experience. The processing time typically takes a few weeks, though it may vary depending on the complexity of the application and the volume of applications being processed. Possible outcomes include a positive skills assessment, a negative skills assessment, or a partial skills assessment. If the outcome is negative or partial, you may need to complete additional education or training, demonstrate your competencies through additional exams or practical assessments, or complete a period of supervised practice to gain the necessary experience to meet the required competencies. If you receive a positive skills assessment, you can apply for registration with a relevant state or territory-based engineering board, or you may qualify for recognition under Engineers Australia's chartered status. You can also use your positive skills assessment as part of your application for a skilled migration visa, which allows you to live and work in Australia as an engineer. After your qualifications are assessed, you may apply for chartered status with Engineers Australia. This is an advanced recognition that demonstrates your competence as a fully qualified engineer in Australia and enhances your professional credibility. If you have any questions or need clarification during the process, you can contact Engineers Australia for support. The Engineers Australia website provides contact information for inquiries related to the skills assessment process. The Engineers Australia assessment process is crucial for overseas trained engineers wishing to work or migrate to Australia. By submitting your academic qualifications, professional experience, and supporting documents, Engineers Australia will assess whether your credentials meet Australian engineering standards. A positive assessment allows you to apply for skilled migration visas and professional recognition, while a negative or partial assessment may require further education, supervised work, or exams to meet the full Australian standards for engineering practice.